I don't know if it's just my mom or brown moms in general, but she cannot waste anything. Like, she'll eat a banana and then rub the entire peel on her face, or she'll find leftover beer and use it as a shampoo. And during the summer when we're eating a lot of watermelon, she'll save all her rinds and make tarboos ki sabji. And I cannot explain how good this is, and it's so easy because all you do is boil your rinds for 20 minutes and then in the same pan toast cumin seeds, asafoetida, turmeric, coriander, and red chili powder. Then add your rinds back in and finish with dried mango powder and salt. And that's it, edible watermelon rinds.
Okay, I'm finally sharing my shreddable vegan chicken with you. It's definitely more than 2 ingredients, but I think you're gonna find it's totally worth the effort. First, we're gonna start with the liquid portion of our dough. Tofu and chickpeas are gonna kind of give it more of like a bite and chew than just wheat gluten alone. We're gonna blend this until it's a nice, smooth, pourable consistency. Next, we're going to add our dry ingredients and the olive oil that we forgot about, and you can mix this with the wooden spoon or with your mixer until it looks like this, and then you can knead it with your mixer or by hand until it looks like this. Let it rest for about 30 minutes and then cut it into more manageable pieces. And then here's my secret. You are going to stretch this out and roll it like the tightest cinnamon rolls you have ever rolled in your life. This technique is going to give us those shreddy layers that we're looking for. Tie these in a nice little knot and then simmer them, don't boil them, for about an hour in some veggie broth. Take them out, refrigerate them overnight, and then the next day shred them up and use them however you'd like.
When I was 6 years old on a picnic, I took a plate full of food, sat down in front of my little brother, and tore the food into small pieces and fed him. As soon as he could talk, my grandmothers taught my brother that unlike everyone else in America, he couldn't call his older sister by her name. He had to call me by my title, Nuna, as a sign of respect, and I'm sure he resented it as another Korean thing that had no place in our American lives. But he was never privy to the conversations my grandmothers had with me, how my job as Nuna was to protect him. Maybe it's why I stayed up on nights my mom worked reading Curious George until he fell asleep, or why I stormed between him and my parents when they fought about his grades, or why I once called the Wilmette police when he was in high school and yelled at them for racial profiling when they ID'd him as a gang member. Even as I sit here today, I cannot think of my 38-year-old brother without feeling the urge to cover him with my arms, shield him from every heartache the world could ever bring, because even though he started calling me Joanne many years ago, I will always be his Nuna.
My roommate washes all my dishes, so let's make some samosas for him to show our appreciation. And so he doesn't stop doing that. And they're mini because mini-sized foods just taste better, and that's a fact. For your potatoes and peas filling, you add some spices like fennel seeds, mango powder, garam masala, and for the dough, you really only need flour, salt, oil, and water. Then you roll into oval pieces, slice them in half, and shape into cones to stuff your filling in. Fry or bake until they're golden and crispy, serve them with some chutney, or my personal favorite way to eat them, smashed aggressively and in between toasted bread with chutney and ketchup. And that's it, mini samosas.
Today my husband wanted Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner, and I told him I got it. He asked me if I'm going to turn it to a vegan meal again, and I told him to trust me. Because what's marriage with no trust? I don't like the fact that my husband asked if it was a vegan meal again, because it making me question if he actually likes my vegan meals I've been working so hard on. But here I am running to the kitchen again to make him an healthy meal. Oh my god! Is this cauliflower? Because this actually looks like real Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm just going to tell him I was so tired of cooking and I picked up his wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. He's home. Let's see how this goes.
If you don't know what Indo-Chinese food is, let me introduce you to your new favorite cuisine. Created and perfected by Chinese Indians, it basically marries the seasonings found in Chinese cooking with the aromatics common in Indian cooking. And also ketchup. I don't know where that one came from, but it works. Gobi Manchurian is one of my favorites, and it's just cauliflower in a tangy, sweet, and spicy sauce. And all you do is air fry your cauliflower in the oven, and for the sauce, you add onions, green chilies, garlic, ginger, bell pepper, let it cook for a bit, and then add soy sauce, sambal, rice vinegar, ketchup, and cornstarch. Then add in your cauliflower, gently coat it together, and that's it.
Welcome to my gay vegan kitchen.
Today I'm making my absolute favorite summer snack, lettuce cups. I'm starting by slicing some tofu and putting it in the air fryer for 15 minutes at 400. I am then deep-pitting my avocado, slicing it into a bowl, adding some lime juice, some garlic powder, and some onion salt. And I'm then mashing everything up. I ran out of salsa, so I decided to take some cherry tomatoes out of the garden and adding them into the guacamole. I also picked this weirdly shaped cucumber out of the garden and sliced it up as well. And then I grated a little bit of vegan cheese and I plated everything up. Now to serve, I simply added a piece of tofu, a slice of cucumber, some guacamole, and some vegan cheese. And to add a little bit of a kick, I ran to the garden to pick some basil, some mint, and some parsley and topped everything off with this vegan chipotle mayo. And now you just fold and enjoy.
Watch me make a vegan pepperoni pizza for my husband. Sauce goes first on your pizza dough. Always wash your meat. Chop your pepperoni. Ouch, it's hot, be careful. My husband really loves cheese. He also really loves pepperoni. My husband wanted to pick up pizza on his way home, and of course I told him I got it. So I had to run to the kitchen again to accomplish his request as always. He's home. I hope he likes it.
Okay, if you think you can't cook, or if you don't have a kitchen, or if you're just lazy like me, this one's for you. This Japanese-inspired recipe takes 1 minute to assemble and gives you 20 grams of protein. And all you do is add garlic, green chilies, green onion, any herbs if you want, cucumbers, soy sauce, black vinegar, maple syrup, chili oil, mix it all together, and dump it on some silken tofu straight from the fridge. It's cold, it's soft, it's gentle, and it just melts in your mouth. But yeah, instead of overpriced boring salads this summer, you can just have a refreshing, sweet and spicy block of tofu. Today we're making momos, and no, we're not going to call them dumplings, just like we don't call raviolis and empanadas dumplings, even though they are. Momos are a popular Indian street snack that came from Tibet and Nepal, which is why there are dozens of ways to make them. This is a quick and easy version using pre-made wrappers, cause I am lazy. All you do is cook your veggies, aromatics, or tofu, then tuck them into your dough and steam. For the classic spicy tomato chutney, boil dried red chilies and tomatoes, blend with soy sauce, rice vinegar, garlic, cashews if you want it thick, and let it chill in the fridge. And that's it, veggie momos.
Yesterday, one of my Instagram followers told me I was being pretentious for adding the abbreviation for Esquire to my social media platforms. Esquire, or ESQ, means lawyer. What was even more disappointing was the fact that the follower was a woman in the legal industry. I am the only female Korean-American partner at a 1,000-plus attorney firm. I was a first-year associate the first time someone assumed I wasn't a lawyer, and I was a 16-year practicing trial lawyer the last time someone assumed I wasn't a lawyer. Only a few months ago, on a conference call with a bunch of men, when I had the audacity to start speaking my mind, I was interrupted, screamed at, and subjected to a tirade laced with obscenities, a treatment that seemed was reserved exclusively for the only woman on the call who had the temerity to say anything at all. I think of that call a lot, especially when someone starts trying to put me in what they deem to be my proper place. Before he finished, I interrupted him right back and I said the following: "This is Joanne Molinaro and I'm not done talking yet."
I don't know what it is, but all of my friends who are vegan or vegetarians have the most amazing skin and honestly look 10 years younger than they actually are. Now, I tried once to be a vegan and I did not last very long because my hair started falling out. So, of course, that nixed it right away. But I love vegan recipes, especially this avocado sandwich that I make all the time. It's so filling and nourishing, and it just makes me feel like I'm glowing from the inside out.
Let's attempt to make vegan chicken, otherwise known as seitan. Mix 2 parts flour, 1 part water in a bowl, then knead until smooth. Add more flour if it's too sticky, add more water if it's too dry. Let that rest an hour, then we're going to knead it again, but underwater. This is called washing the flour, and it's going to remove all the starch, leaving just the protein. You'll need to change out your water a few times until it runs almost clear. Mine ended up looking like tendons, almost. Next, go ahead and season. I used salt, garlic powder just for you, and poultry seasoning. Then you're supposed to mix it in and let it rest before knotting it, but I knotted it, then let it rest. Once it's rested another hour, go ahead and pan fry it on both sides until golden brown, just like chicken. Once it's seared on both sides, go ahead and add some veggie stock to the pan and simmer on low for about 45 minutes. This is supposed to look a lot more like chicken, I think. I know I've done something wrong. Please help me. Leave your tips in the comments.
I tried the viral accordion potato trend, and oh my gosh, they're amazing. You need to try them. They're so crispy. You want a large potato, cut off the ends and kind of turn it into a giant rectangle, and then cut it in half. Put chopsticks on either end of the potato so you don't cut all the way through, and cut thinly straight across, flip it, and then cut across diagonally. It should look something like this. Then you want to put it on a skewer and fan it out. This was honestly the hardest part for me. Mix oil with whatever seasonings you want. I'm using za'atar, cayenne, salt, and pepper, and brush it on both sides. Then bake at 425 until crispy. I think I did 15 to 20 minutes on each side. Then enjoy! I hope you give this a try and follow me for more food ideas.
I'm going to show you what you can do with your leftover takeout rice. Back at school, my first meal was Thai. But for some reason, there's always more rice than there is entree. I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar to it, some everything bagel seasoning, and in another bowl, I'm going to mix together some things that I normally get in sushi. I have some shredded cucumber and carrot. I'm going to add some vegan cream cheese and some tofu. I normally get a veggie roll, so I'm going to stop here, but fish would be good in this too. Now grab some plastic wrap, or whatever you can find, and spread on an even layer of rice and some of your veggie mix, and squeeze this into a ball. And now you can pan fry them.
This is my ideal comfort food. Necessary. So good, so easy.
This is a really great way to reset after a weekend of maybe not so healthy eating. It's a vegetable detox soup and it's loaded with nutrients. Take a pot of vegetables, boil it with some salt and dried herbs, and then make a cashew cream out of raw cashews and water. Just blend that until it's super creamy. And then you're going to add that to your cooked vegetables. Add some cooked lentils and add it all together. Then we're going to add some spinach. We want to keep that raw so that we don't lose those nutrients. And then we're going to blend that all together and pour it into a bowl. Drizzle a little olive oil and black pepper and super delicious, healthy soup.
People think being vegan is restrictive, but they don't realize the plant world is abundant. There are 20,000 edible plants in this world, and when a dead body is not the star of your plate, you experiment, introduce flavors and ingredients you would have never touched. The diversity of your diet skyrockets and your plate is as colorful as a rainbow. If you want simple, healthy recipes, come to my Instagram where I share plant-based recipes daily.
I know what you're thinking, this looks like a dinosaur egg, but it's actually jackfruit. I'm attempting to make vegan pulled pork sliders for the first time. Let's see how it goes. I season with cumin, paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder and salt, and simmered in my own homemade barbecue sauce. For the coleslaw, I did a shortcut and bought a rainbow salad, and then I added balsamic vinaigrette. And I'm using Hawaiian rolls as my buns. Jackfruit is very meaty and fibrous, which makes it a great substitute for meat. If you can't find fresh, you can always buy canned. This is my first time trying vegan jackfruit sliders. I tried it, I liked it, and will make it again.